Oh, well, everybody, we are excited to be in studio here with something that is a hot topic for the gentlemen on the planet who like to impress their significant other, their future wife, their fiance, or somebody they just want to surprise with a beautiful gemstone.
Yes.
Kimmy Taake is in the building today, ladies and gentlemen. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Before we get started, let's give a shout out real quickly. If you see on the wall behind me, there it is, everybody. Carroll House Furniture. Carroll House is just, we're so proud to have them as a sponsor of the show with what they do to contribute to the community and philanthropic. Brooke Dubman is an incredible guy. His sister there, you see Amy, and they just do great stuff to help our community, and really neat to be have them as a sponsor. Also, USA Mortgage, you can see on the screen there, and USA Mortgage, the Flowers team, does a great job and just helping people get into their houses. So with that, a lot of people start off life and they're going, hey, I need to have something, I'm going to start a family. I'm going to get the house. That's why this ties in very well with our show. It's called Your Little Castle. And they're getting that next step. They're going to get married.
Yeah.
They want to start a family. If you would, Kimmy, tell us
Yes.
a little bit about why you're so excited about your business. Now, you've been around since 2013.
Yep.
And what is that like for you to be able to give somebody such an incredible value? I mean, it's just amazing what you do. And I want you to explain it before I try to.
Okay.
Because it's awesome really what you're doing.
So I basically have a client come in, we meet, go over. Usually a picture comes in with them on the phone and they say, she's looked at this or I've looked at this, this is what I want. And I can quote it for them, price it up, and I generally come in about half of the larger chain stores or pretty much any competitor. I get to do it for several reasons. I don't have the same markup as the other jewelers. I have a small office where my rent is small. I don't have overhead. I don't have employees. My husband carries our health insurance, and I don't advertise a lot. What I tell my customers at the end of a transaction is a referral is the best compliment, and usually they repay me with a compliment and they send a referral. So.
Well, cool. That's what the show here is all about, is giving the best value to the families, and they're out there literally trying to provide for their families. But as is a custom in our culture, is to give that diamond ring
Yes.
to their loved significant other. And so, boy, I know I'm friends with some of the guys that own other diamond stores in St. Louis. And I know it can be very expensive.
It is very.
But you have a unique advantage, I guess, that we'll like to talk a little bit about, and that is that when it comes down to cost, you have a specific advantage.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit so people can understand why you can be, and we talked about this in the pregame prep, we call it, in the green room, why it is you could save people 50%. And when you're talking about $5, $10, $15, $20,000 of people buying rings, spend on rings, that's a lot of money. That can make a big difference for a family.
Well, in the jewelry business, there is a huge markup. And I think most people know that. There's a markup, and there's a reason for it for the competitors. Again, they have the large overhead. I do not. When I message one of my brokers and get the price, I don't make $8,000 to $10,000 on every project. I call it. It's a project for me. I make like $500 to $700. So I get to set my price for where I want it to be for my customers and clients. Basically, I am the broker for my client and get them the best deal possible.
All the rings. I mean, rings are kind of a symbol of a lot of things in our culture. And boy, you better have a nice ring for your significant other, or maybe they will be a little bit upset with you for like, oh, they didn't spend any money for you on what they got for you. Oh, well, what kind of guy are you dating here? Who is this guy?
Yeah, and
is that some of the discussion you have when you talk to people?
A lot, yes. And I have a lot of guys come in super nervous. They're expecting someone that's going to pressure them a lot and try to make them spend more. Most of them leave pleasantly surprised I have saved them on their budget. Or they could use the money they saved and double the size of her stone, which then the girl's happy about that.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because, I mean, there's just the general perception that when you get a ring, you're looking down at your hand and you're going, how big is that thing?
Right.
Is that 2Z? Two
2
carats?
carats, yeah.
2 carats?
1, yeah.
5
2.
carats? 3 carats?
Yeah.
I mean, how big is that rock? So we've got a number of them on the table here. We're going to show you
Yeah.
guys. We've practiced our zoom in with our camera. We're going to show you a little bit more closely some of these diamonds.
One other thing, the old saying used to be 2 months' salary for the
2
price
months salary.
of
I
it.
heard
Yes,
that, yeah.
that's pretty
So for me, that'd be like
intimidating.
$600.
Hey, I have something for you.
Right?
And I work with any budget. So a lot of people come to me and say they've went to the other stores. They've told them the budget, not necessarily been laughed at, but not treated with a lot of respect, and not having a salesperson spend a lot of time on them, being that they didn't have what was considered a good budget to start.
Right.
So,
Well, tell us if you want to spend $16,000, then I'll
correct.
work with you. But
Right.
if not,
If you
go
only
stay.
have a $2,000 budget, we have nothing for you, which I would have something for you. I wouldn't.
Wow.
Yes.
What's the difference between a ring, the diamond you're offering, and the earth-created rings they call
The
them?
Earth Mind.
Yeah.
Well, I sell all of them.
You can do those
And-
too.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
At a discount, at a better price than you'll
Oh
do
yes,
there
yes.
also.
So I
Okay.
sell the GIA certified diamonds, and if anybody's been looking for an Earth Mine diamond, they'll know what the GIA is. And so I sell the GIA, which most of the other stores do as well, but mine again doesn't have that hefty price tag. So I do sell Earth Mine. Also, there's other affordable options, which are what we talked about before was the lab grown, and then also there's a moissanite. For someone who wants the really large stone and their budget's small, then a good option is the lab grown or moissanite.
Okay. And then, but you've got it all, and no
I have it
matter
all.
what it is, you're going to be able to save people a ton
Yes.
of money. I just, not that I'm afraid of getting married, everybody. I've managed to make it this far for whatever reason, and probably could have gotten married a couple times and just wasn't right. But at the same time, we all want to make that decision. But when we do, we want to have that ring
Right.
that represents what we're wanting to represent.
You saying you could have been married a couple times. I do have second and third customers that come back for their second and third marriages.
And that makes sense because, I guess somebody said, we did this the first time. I got
Yeah.
and they probably didn't have, this wasn't really an option back in those days,
No,
was it? As much?
not as much, correct.
And so then you go with, hey, here we have it now. And
Yes.
you told me another key message with regard to how when we're kind of researching this, and that was that there is, tell me is there special tools that have to be used so they can tell the difference between
Yes.
what you're
So
offering?
really only experts can tell the difference between earth mined, lab grown, and moissanite. And most people are not experts, and
Right.
most of girlfriends don't carry around a loop looking at your stones, and most people don't carry around a instrument that will tell you whether it's lab created or moissanite. And both test positive on a diamond tester. The lab grown is basically a clone of a diamond. It's grown from a seed of a genuine earth mine diamond, and it has the same hardiness, the same structure. The only thing different with moissanite is a little less expensive than the lab grown, but the moissanite has a hardiness of 9.25, and it's called a Mohs scale.
Okay. The
Sounding
Mohs
like a
scale.
cow right now, Mohs scale.
Right.
And the lab grown has a 10, just like the diamond. So
They're
very, very good options.
indistinguishable
Yes.
to the-
So yeah, can I tell you a little bit like the price difference in them, and I'll base
tell
it.
me. Yeah, tell us what is it that really share with us the price,
Here will be
price
the
difference.
wow factor.
The wow
Let's you
factor.
hear the
Let's hear
numbers.
this.
And I'll start, and I'll do for easy numbers a 2 carat. Most ladies that I talk to don't want anything smaller than a 1 carat. However, most of them dream of a 2 carat. So I brought numbers for the 2 carat.
Okay.
So a 2 carat earth mine diamond retail among other stores would be $29,000 right now.
$29,000 for retail 2 carat.
Earth mined, yes.
Mine 2 carat.
Yes.
Oval.
The GIA certified.
Doesn't matter what the cut is, but it's 2 carat.
I based it on a pear, the pear shape.
pear
for
shape,
that,
which
yeah.
is and that's the one that's
That's
like a
teardrop.
teardrop.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that sounds
I know a
sad.
little
I
bit
call
about
it pear.
diamonds. I used to work at Hamilton Jewelers back in the day a little bit.
Oh, and then so my price for the GIA 2 carat pear is $16,400. So
just,
29,000.
just barely over half.
Yeah, on that
what
one.
Somebody else would
Yeah,
spend.
but here, this is my favorite number difference. I priced a big name jeweler, and I did
Well known.
well known, big, and their 2-carat lab was 11,000.
2-carat lab, meaning
Lab grown, so
Lab
grown
grown,
in the
not-
lab.
not Labrador, but
No,
lab.
lab grown. Yeah,
Right.
we're not bringing a dog home. She went to ring.
Right.
So, yes, 11,000 for their 2-carat lab grown.
Lab grown. Okay.
I was excited to log into my brokers and see my price. Now, this is if I sold it to you. You're going to get that same 2-carat lab grown for $3,500.
Whoa. So you're
That's more than half.
yeah, you're getting close to a third of the price
Yes.
of the lab grown. This is
Yes.
And so now you're even beating the lab grown, which is indistinguishable. You're saying
Yes.
in most cases is something that was dynamite for some. Not dynamite, but like diamonds and awesome. But you can't even. And if you're better pricing for those as well.
Correct.
And that's
By even a better margin.
right.
So I can save you even more on the lab grown.
Okay.
And then we go back, then there's the moissanite option.
Right.
The retail for the 2-carat there would have been $2,800. My price is $1,800. So I'm still saving $1,000, but not as quite of the savings
Okay.
as the earth mine or the lab.
Right.
That market has become more and more competitive for the moissanite. But the lab growns and earth do come with certification. So there's always a serial number inscribed in your diamond so that
Okay.
you know what with a certificate that matches up to it. So.
Okay, so we've covered a lot there with regard to
Yeah.
some of the pricing and the options in terms of overall savings. I like to always find a little bit about, and we're going to show some of these guys. Stick around here for the rest of the show because we're going to zoom in on and show you some of these very, very much up close with our telephoto zoom lens we've for our Canon super camera up there. And we want you to see these up close. I like to find a little bit about why somebody does what they do. That's their passion, because to me, it's all about getting to know the people you're working with and building relationships with people, and then learning who it is you can really trust,
Right.
so that you get what the best value for your life and the best. That's just a good method, I think. And so much in our world these days is quick flash, click here, pop up,
Sure.
Facebook, text. Let's talk about who you are. Military background a little bit. You served in our military, went to
did.
high school, and then went to college on the ROTC. Is that what? Or
I didn't do
reserve?
ROTC,
Was it
but I
reserves?
used the money from the reserves, yes, to
Okay.
pay for college. Yes.
All right, so let's jump then into. All right, so in 2000, you start getting into the jewelry world, if you will.
Yeah, so I went to school, came out debt free. However, I started a family right away.
So this debt starts coming around.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
no, not
okay.
the debt, but
Well, I mean, just starting to have kids gets expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Right.
Yes. So I decided, my husband and I, that I would stay home and raise my boys. So all of a sudden, my income went to just my husband's income, and I've always been dependent upon myself. So it was kind of hard, even though we were married, saying, hey, I want this money for this. So I reached out to a friend I met while I was in the military, whose family sold jewelry. I had three sisters that were, starting to dabble around getting engaged. And I didn't reach out to my friend when I was getting engaged because my husband surprised me. I had no idea he was looking for a ring. So, but when my sisters started looking, my friend sent me some diamonds and engagement sets. And I started looking at them and thinking, well, these stones are larger than mine, and I know what my husband paid. So I thought it was too good to be true. So back then I took it to our local jewelers in Columbia, had them check it out, make sure they were genuine diamonds. Not only were they genuine diamonds, they were very good color and clarity. So my mind was blown. I had asked my friend, how in the world are you selling these to me for this for my sisters? But I know what my husband paid for mine. Well, he was my first broker. He taught me how much markup there was in the jewelry business.
Wow.
And when I found out he was still making money on the price that he sold it to me for, I wanted to know everything about the jewelry, possibly everything that I could find out. So I helped my sisters, and then cousins started realizing. So then I started helping cousins, and it was mainly just for fun, to help them. I just wanted to help them. Then it started branching out where I was helping other people. I'm like, oh, well, I'm a stay-home mom. I'm going to make $200 on this, have some mad money. That's when we talked earlier. I started, putting way back, well, we'll age ourselves. Want ads in the newspaper for items. Diamond ring for sale.
I've read a few of those.
So yeah, we still had newspapers in 2000.
Right.
The want ads, and I was meeting people at parking lots, probably places I shouldn't be. And so the referrals started getting larger and faster than I could handle. So at one point, my husband and I talked, and that's when he said, you need to open a spot where people come to you that's safe, you know. So that's kind of how it started.
And I want to put up on the screen for everybody the title. If you look here on title, there it is. Oops, which one is it? There it is. On the corner. That's in the corner. We got to put that on the screen for everybody. But that's your window at your location there, and it's what's on the screen here behind us, I guess, too. So kind of get a reference for when you walk in. Nice little place you got. Not a lot of overhead.
Small but effective.
Yeah, but you don't need much space to store rings, I guess, right?
No.
They're not really large space items, and so you put them in a nice, safe place, and make sure that everybody gets to see what you've got. Very cool. Well, tell me, this has then become your passion. I mean,
Yes.
This is what you do now.
Well, and also, I love diamonds. So what better way to learn how to get them for as least amount as
trying
possible?
to find a girl who doesn't like diamonds, I guess is what.
So I have 4 wedding rings,
Okay.
but I've only been married once.
I get it. Okay. So you can buy more than one ring.
You can. Well, yeah,
some
and
people do that.
I own moissanite myself, and I own lab grown myself. They're also great for the diamond studs or pendants. Ladies love the studs. Why would you spend $5,000 on studs when you can spend $500 and spend $4,500 on a vacation? That's more of my thought.
I like the strategy there. That's an effective way to save money because these days,
Especially now, yes.
money is particularly tight. Well, tell me, what would you say? We've kind of covered this, but I like to always hit
Sure.
key points. When it comes down to it, what do you think is one thing that maybe give a couple things that absolutely separate you from the competitors? I mean, price is a big thing. Is that the big? I mean, when you really get down to it, the price is a major
Price is
major
the big
advantage.
thing. Number 2, I work with anyone, and I love to work with anyone, and I love any budget. Each customer is priceless to me, and that's what I said. The best compliment's a referral, and I know I'd have done a good job when someone comes in and says, so-and-so sent me, and they said, I have to talk to you. To me, that's fulfilling.
Yeah.
I just also you're going to work with me. You're not going to come in, you're not going to see me on camera and then come to my office and talk to totally someone else. It's going to be me. So for now, I mean, maybe I'll get so busy someday that they have to talk to someone else. But right now, it's me.
Yeah, and I'm with you. So we've kind of established that. Let's get into, as we can here, it goes fast. We're almost up to the full. So everybody, by the way, when you come into our studio, sometimes we have to edit because we get so involved with our conversation. We're up to almost a full length of a half-hour show right now, and we haven't got to the fun part. And I didn't get to all of the important, fun questions I like to ask, but we kind of really covered them. What's your passion? Why do you do this? What sets you apart? And a lot of great reasons people should call Kim right here. I'm going to change our title on the screen there, but Kim does a great job. Get a hold of her at Buy KAT. It's actually
Buy Cat Jewelry, yeah.
KAT, Cat Jewelry. Those are initials, but for easy to read there, we made it say that jewelry.com, and then you can see our phone number there, 618-698-0270.
Call or text. Send me the pictures.
And you can text. That's your direct number.
Yep.
To your cell phone.
Yep, that's mine.
There you go, everybody. So look at that. All right.
It's free to get a quote. Just send me the picture.
So as we continue here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to share a little. I want to give you a little bit about the reviews I found.
Sure.
I don't always tell people that we're going to look at your reviews, but we did.
Yeah.
And again, lucky for us. I don't know. It seems like everybody who wants to be on the show, or we want to bring on the show, when we start analyzing them to see what kind of business they run, they all have good reviews and they get it, and then they want to be on the show. That's a good thing for everybody, I guess. But with that, let me go over here. I'm going to share with people a little bit about your. We did go over your web. I tell you what. I'm going to put up on the screen, everybody. I'm going to take off this off the screen here, everybody. But I want to show you a little bit around Kim's website and show you a little bit about what she does there, because she's got a good looking website for great information purposes, and that's key to understanding the business and what they're doing. So let me switch over here. And so everybody, Kim and I are off camera at this point, but you can still see what we got here. So here's your website, and this is buycatjewelry.com. That's KAT. instead of CAT, if people are just going off of my voice because we don't have a graphic up there. But this is your website. And you've got some great examples here. Is that the standard? What kind of cut is that one? Is that the
That one's a round.
That's a round,
Yep.
okay.
That's the most traditional. That's the #1 selling.
And then a little bit about you. And then get into, I mean, here we go. I mean, you have all the information out there so people can understand, not just here's pictures, but we want to explain to you
Right.
what's going on. And then at the same time, talk about some of the personalized stuff, and then your online shop where people can actually see some of what you've got. Obviously, is everything online?
Not everything is,
Yeah,
no.
I said it'd be
it's
hard.
not.
Inventory changes a lot. And here's how you get a hold of Kim, and a little bit about them on their website. But I was kind of proud of you because I know a lot of people who do Facebook pages, right? Everybody should have a Facebook page. I think that's a good idea for everyone. But when you have a Facebook page, you got to make it look good. And a lot of people do not look good, only because it's just like they don't seem to know how to get a good looking image on the page. But I'll put this back up on the screen for everybody. Look at this beautiful page because you can really get some idea of the work that they put into their site and show some of the beautiful pieces they've got up there. And so take a look here, and we'll scroll down here. But this is Cat Jewelry Boutique is the at, because you had a boutique
Correct.
originally, but so much
Yes.
will search for it. It's you do just search for Cat Taake Custom Jewelry, and that's where it popped up when I
Correct.
was searching for it earlier. And take a look here, as you got a lot of great looking pieces, some cool looking videos. I'll rewind this one because you look like you're one of these big old shops with all this fancy stuff, but I bet you say nowadays you go to Amazon and you get the little diamond
Yep.
scroll thing, right?
My husband, it's called a gem light box. So.
A gem light box.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. And more of that you've demonstrated here. Nice looking video to show all that. So check them out on Facebook and visit my friend Kimmy here. But what I wanted to also show everybody, this is where I was a little bit like, wow, okay, this isn't just like great prices and cool, but we got to figure out, what we got here. I looked at your reviews. Now we're talking. 58 reviews. Good. That's good number of reviews for a small
One-person man.
sole proprietor, if you will. One person. You're not dealing with a whole bunch. But 4.9 out of 5. If you had a 5 out of 5, I would have thought maybe there's something wrong there. Nobody's, and it's just awesome. I started looking at some of these. Look at these cuts. Talk about this one right here. I'm going to click on this one.
That one was pretty recent. That's a radiant cut, and this gal I've known for quite a while, and she was waiting for that for a while, and she's very pleased to have it on her finger.
Well, that's dynamite. That's a great look. I had not seen a cut like that.
The radiant.
Radiant.
Yes.
I call it the rectangle.
Yeah.
But but it's actually the proper name is
Radiant.
Radiant. That looks cool. And then the reviews that are going along with this. I'm just going to pick one. Kim is just amazing. If you're buying stones or have questions about jewelry in general, give her a shot. Personal service and awesome pricing set her apart from the biggest STL stores, A++. And take your time, everybody here, and go look at her Facebook pages where these reviews are all at. You've also got some reviews on Google. You got a 5.0 there also. But I mean, when it comes down to it, just overall, you've got a dynamite business going here, and I thought it was important people know about what it is that you do. So we're back on camera here. Now the fun part. I'm going to go put your website back as a background behind us because that looks dynamite. But as you can see here, we've got our TV wall behind us. I'll give everybody the wide shot here to look at our wall. But when you see all of what she's got here in front of us, we're going to go through a few of these. Pick a couple pieces. We'll do with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
did that one for a friend, and she had the pair solitaire. She wanted something a little more blingy, so reset the pair into a new engagement ring, and then added that 5-stone wedding band. So that's actually 2 pieces there. If that normally would have been around $8,000 for someone to do, and her price was $3,600, and that is all genuine earth mine diamonds. That is not the lab grown or moissanite.
But you couldn't tell the difference between them.
No, you cannot. But they've done well, and their kids are grown, so no more college. So she wanted the genuine.
That's awesome. Okay, beautiful. Share with us
This
the next
one
here.
is, well, one that I actually have on special now.
Okay.
That is a 1.2. That's a radiant. That rectangle that you said.
Okay.
So that has a 1.2 center radiant cut, genuine earth mined. It comes with 2 matching bands. That one I have listed for $4,800, and it normally would be closer to $10,000. So that one's a really good special. I got a really good deal from one of my brokers for that center stone.
Okay, take a look at that.
But
when we
the
got
center
camera.
alone is 1.2.
1.2
With the other side stones,
carats.
yes, it go with all the diamonds. It's over 2 carats.
Over
with
2
the,
carats.
and it comes with the 2 matching bands. Correct.
Wow, that's a
Yes.
good looking diamond ring too.
And so I also brought just a couple pendants so you could see. Ladies love pendants, and they're expensive, but if you do them in the lab grown or the moissanite,
Okay.
you can get the larger stones for your pendant, under $1,000.
Okay. So let's hold this up. So tell us a little bit about this one in particular.
One of them is a pear,
Okay.
and it's close to 2 carats. The other one is both of those are moissanite. The other one is a princess cut, but I turned it sideways just to give it a little bit different of a flare, the regular princess. So it looks more like a diamond being turned sideways.
Okay.
Again, so moissanites are great for fashion jewelry. They are set in 14 karat white gold pendants, and then also it comes with the 14 karat white gold chain. Both of those are just at 2 carats or just under 2 carats on those.
Wow.
And those are individual stones. They're not a cluster of stones making that look that large.
So that's one
That's 1 stone in each of those.
big diamond.
Yeah.
There's an acronym my dad used to make jokes with, but we won't say that on the air. But yeah, that is beautiful, and obviously you're going to look the part. I mean, could I get one of these to wear around my neck?
Sure.
For special events and places we go around town to do fun stuff. But I mean, this is really cool, and I just wanted to make sure everybody saw something out there that most people may not obviously be aware of. And when you've got these kinds of resources and you meet these kinds of people and you get to see this kind of stuff, you got to share it with other people.
I appreciate it.
So a shout out here to Kimmy and her awesome work she does, and we want to share that with the community, help everybody see more about that kind of stuff, because this is the kind of stuff that makes a difference in our little world. And we appreciate you coming in here and spending some time with us in our studio.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thanks for staying tuned here for the Your Little Castle show. We'll be back for more. Stay tuned. Look for our next episodes. Everybody gets about a half hour that we talk about this. And we give this to our clients and friends and people that have been on our show to put on their Facebook, to put on their social media, because in clip form, because a lot of people don't want to watch a half hour show. But in this case, you might want to watch this one because there's a lot of great information here. And then we're going to give those clips to Kimmy, and so you can put those all out on here to share with everybody what you got here, and keep helping our little planet go round and round, and save for that long-term investment portfolio that might help a lot of people as well. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in again. You're listening to the Your Little Castle show.